another recording by the ATM Auto Money Biz. We're going to talk about blockchain and Bitcoin in the whole cryptocurrency world in a nutshell. Um, Going from why why I think Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies, altcoins, reached their all-time high and have been on a slow and continual downward spiral to oblivion, um, and also the importance of blockchain and what blockchain really is. So we're going to start with what I know it's fresh, what I know freshly in my head. Now, everybody was riding up on the wave of Bitcoin all the way to the top. People jumped in maybe at 5,000. People jumped in maybe at 7,000. A lot of people maybe jumped in at 10,000. Thought that it would turn around there, and then it jumped up to 18, 20,000. Some people got in at 20,000 and lost all the money. And that's where a lot of people took their profits. And then that's where the slow and steady downward spiral to oblivion began. Now, just a side note, if you know how to read charts, you would have saw this happening and you would have got out. And that's another thing why it's important to know how to read charts, to know how to trade, whether it be forex, stocks, or whatever, bonds. It's all the same technical analysis and fundamental analysis. It's learning how to trade. You would be able to see how to read a chart, draw your trend lines, support and resistance, and knowing when to get out. But it's obvious that this gravy train, all the way up to 20,000, wouldn't have went up continually to a million or 200,000. It's obvious that because just use common sense. If we're going to use common sense, we would know that a lot of people were taking out their mortgages. A lot of people were taking out loans to buy up a bunch of bitcoins. Say that it was going to go 100,000 or 1 million. They would everybody in the mama would be a millionaire. Okay, this time around Thanksgiving, everybody was talking about Bitcoin and how you should get into cryptocurrencies. So everybody and their mama would become a millionaire if Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency spear went up indefinitely. It had to come down. It had to come down because everybody, the powers that be, and those that regulate the financial world couldn't and wouldn't allow everybody to become a millionaire unregulated. And taxes. Those people that the powers that be are very, very greedy and they want their money, so they get in. They get into that which, if you can't beat it, you join it, and then you conform it and you own it. Um, so everybody couldn't be rich. It reached a level where, okay, 20,000 people started selling off. Then it started ricocheting, and a bunch of other people started selling off. Then it caused other people to get scared and then start selling off. So it's that avalanche effect of people selling off went into a bear market, from a bull market to a bear market. So in these times of trade, you can't be greedy too much. You have to get your profit to get out, and you have to know when, how long to hold. You have to know where to look, where support and resistance levels are, where it might retrace, where it might the general uh, consciousness, the general bias is that, okay, this is a level where most people would start selling. So if you know that level, then you would know that at this level, okay, it's going to hit a standstill and people are probably going to sell off. So that's where you want to start taking your profits. A lot of people that didn't know how to trade didn't know that when to get out. So they would just hold it, and they lost a lot of money. They lost their money because they didn't know how to trade. They thought it would just hold on forever. Um, so not everybody was going to be or can be a millionaire or be rich, Because if this went up to 100,000 or 1 million, everybody would be rich. It can't be that easy. It just can't. And now we're in this bear market, and then nobody knows what to do. They had to shake the weak hands out, the powers that be. And I don't know how long this may go on, this bear market, but I think it might go on long enough for people to forget about Bitcoin, to forget about cryptocurrencies, and just focus on the price that, oh, it went from 20,000 down to 3,000, maybe down to 1,000, and stagnates there for several months to a year. People will forget, and then they'll go on with their life. And then eventually Bitcoin starts to gradually turn around. Cryptocurrency starts to gradually turn around. And then it may shoot up really high quickly in what it might be a flush in the market, a traffic in the market, in the websites, high traffic websites where everybody's trying to buy Bitcoin or buy cryptocurrencies, and it's just going to be too late because there's people that forgot about it and didn't stay in, and they lost their chance. Now, it's interesting correlation between the dollar and Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's a complete correlation. I'm not saying it's a complete correlation, but there's interesting correlation where the dollar, um, as the dollar is decreasing in price, um, around May May 17, May 2017. That same thing was happening in May 2017. That's when Bitcoin was going up, just in an accelerated manner. I'm not saying there's a complete correlation, but you got to, take this into consideration that when the dollar was going down in an accelerated spiral pattern, Bitcoin was going up. And when Bitcoin was selling off and going down, oops, the dollar is going up, and the dollar has stayed up. So what I postulate is when and if the dollar starts going down again and continues in a downwards spiral, let's say the dollar continues to do bad and has bad numbers, people will start to want to put their money in a safer asset, put the money in something more that has more value, tremendous more value, because the dollar is dead currency. The dollar has no value. What I've heard, it's only like 2 cents. Dollar is worth nothing. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin has a fixed amount. It's capped out with 20 something million. No more is going to be made. The dollar is continuously being made and has degraded its value. So it has no value at all. It's worthless. And that gets me to the blockchain in general. The blockchain in general, what the blockchain is and why it's so important. Okay, the thing about this is that Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are the digital money aspect of the blockchain. Blockchain is a transfer of value. It's a digital transfer of value, not just money, but also can be any data or value, say property, say assets, say land, say stocks, any type of value and data. Now, the reason why it's important is that it's decentralized. It's not centralized. There's no third party. There's no middleman. It's spread across a network of computers, not in one location where it's controlled by a biased individual or a biased elite. Okay, the blockchain is autonomous, and it's a technology. And that means that it is already, when it comes to smart contracts, Ethereum. It will it will be an automatic technological system that will work on its own. Blockchain is immense. It, it's the future is the second age or the third age of tech of the internet. We wouldn't have blockchain without the internet. Now we have the internet. The next stage of the internet is blockchain. Um, so the future of blockchain is immense, and what we can do with it is immense. Now the thing behind this is that we need more good hands. We need more good players than bad players because although how 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 secure the blockchain is that it's and going and explaining that is that as I said, the blockchain is on a network of computers of volunteers who do a bunch of calculations and solve equations in order to create a block in the chain so that this set of data is verified amongst all the computers, um, so that it gains the trust in the ecosystem of the blockchain that this person, that this transaction is his, and this property is his, or this data or this value is his. This transaction was by him, okay, and also it's public to everyone, and there's a public aspect of it and a private aspect of it. Um, so it has immense insecurity to it, cannot be hacked to a certain degree. It cannot be hacked. Definitely much more efficiently can't be hacked than um, the current monetary system has can be hacked and has already been hacked. Now, going to what I was saying is that although it cannot be hacked, we know how dangerous this technological system is. Is that if it's in the wrong hands with a bad players who somehow down the road hack the system, then it can become a very dangerous malevolent um, weapon. That's why we need it to be in the hands of good players because this can be used as a very efficient positive tool, taking back what the elite have done to the general public. Um, um, so so we really have to not so much, let's say, not so much focus on the price Bitcoin, not so much focus on the price of Bitcoin here. That we have to focus on what blockchain and cryptocurrencies in general can do for humanity, and not pollute and corrupt this technology, and not to rush its adoption too soon. So this is obviously a long term um, investment. Uh, but yeah, going from the top, there's a lot of money to be made. There was a lot of money to be made in this bearish downtrend, as there was a lot of money to be made in the up bull trend. So, if you want to know more about how to trade, not just on cryptocurrencies exchanges, but in more of a